So hello guys, now we have again started the SQL Server session. So already we have covered the fourth session. So this is the fifth session where we are going to discuss about the unique constraint. Already we have discussed the so that's my SQL Server's main topics which we are going to cover. So by right now we have completed this all the sessions this is the third modules, but this is the fifth session, third modules, and this is the fifth session. So already we have covered the constraint, whether like it's a primary key, foreign key, check constraint, and not null, etc. We have already covered. So the remaining it was a unique constraint. So we are going to deep down in the unique constraint. So here our agenda, what we will see in the unique constraint. So in this session we will see what kind of the unique constraint, like creation of the unique constraint over the tables, like at the time of the creating of the table, like if you are creating a new table, then at the same time you can create a unique constraint using inline and outline method, both method, and again we will drop, and again later we will see normally we will create the table, and after the creation of the table we will add the constraint over the already existing table using an alternate method. So later we will see composite unique key, sorry, it's my mistake, composite unique, like on multiple columns we will use as a unique constraint. Okay, so firstly we will see here that's my SQL Server. So firstly come here, we are creating a tables. Simply I am making its name as right now. I'm dropping it. I have dropped, sorry, here I have dropped the table, and now we are going to create a table, like I am writing a syntax, create table, name of the table is TBL unique. Okay, so id integer, type name varchar, I am giving it size is 50, and again L name, it's a size again 50. Okay, so see here, it's a normal table, but what I'm saying that I'm going to create a unique constraint over these. So any of the column, whatever you think you can do with that, but firstly I'm going to create a unique constraint over the first name. Okay, so using the inline method, it means we are going to write the code directly here in the same line. It's called a unique, sorry, it's not, it's called as a inline means at the same time you are mentioning. So firstly, like if I say unique, this will also work for us. Like if I execute this, then you will see that it would be successfully executed. Select star from TBL unique. Okay, so see here, now you see the command completed successfully. Table name is TBL unique. Now I will click here, refresh it, and see there, go to column. Now we can see all the columns are here, like first name, L name, and this is the key which is the R unique key. Okay, so the thing is that we are not giving any name, so by default it's taking the name SQL Server according to itself. Okay, so again if you check constant, there is no constraint, trigger index, so it's an index by default. Always you know that it's a unique constraint, sorry, non-clustered constraint. Non-clustered constraint, it means that its indexing would be on a different location, but not directly as a physical location. So physical location maintained by a primary key. Okay, so now I drop this table. How do we in a different way, or how we can do the give it a specific name? So I drop this table again, drop, oh sorry, already I have a query. Simply I'll execute it. Now table has been dropped. I'm not going to refresh here, and right now I'll give it a name. So I am saying this time I am going to give it a specific name. So same like a primary key, we give its name like a foreign key. The same way I will say here, firstly you will say it's a constraint, then give the name of the constraint. I say its name is the UNQ, okay, and later you will say what kind of the constraint. So again it also a inline constraint, okay. Inline constraint, it means the same point I am declaring, but different is that we are giving it a name, like, okay, it's a unique, it's a name of the key, it's a constraint name, okay. So if I execute this, and here I go and I refresh it, and this time you will notice that inside a key there is a specific name came here, that's we have given here, okay. So this way, and now let us try to insert some value here. I am trying to insert some value. Now you can go the constraint index. Already I said it's a non-clustered index, and in index session, when we will start the index session, then we will discuss about it deeply. But right now you can just simply understand about a constraint only, like a unique constraint. So this time I'm going to insert some value, like insert into TBL UNQ. I say 110 Kumar. F name, oh sorry, Raj Kumar. Oh sorry, it's my mistake. I will say yeah, values, okay. So its had been supplied successfully. So if you try to see the value, then you will see the value has been inserted. So what I made, that I made a unique over the F name, okay. So if I try to insert the same value, we will get an error because Raj name is already in our table, that has been inserted. Again if I try to use try to insert, then we are not able to insert because here already a value a unique constraint is there, and already the same value cannot be written here. So I will try to make here changes, or I can say any null value here, then we would be able to do that, okay. So one thing is that a primary key can accept any value but only one time, whether it's null value or not null or any kind of the value, but that value would be only one time, okay. So again I executed, and I execute this, and here I see that Kumar is 2 times, sorry, Raj is 1 time, and here is again null. So if again I say to execute the same query, then we would not able to insert the same thing, okay. But if you again say like this way, this time I am not saying a null, I am just trying to say it's a blank. It means no value, immediately opening up single quote and closing it immediately, okay, without any space. So I try to execute, then here it's again executed, but note one thing, that a null value is and a blank, it's a totally different. If you see here in third row, this, it means there is a definitely a value, okay, whether it's a blank, but a blank is also itself a value. But when you say a null is not a value. Very simply you can say that if I say here like an Excel sheet, okay, Excel sheet, and if you say like this is a range A2, if I try to write anything, then if I typed something, then it means that there is a value, whether it's a blank or not blank. But when you say null means that you didn't try, even you also not tried to put anything, okay, it means totally a blank, okay, totally blank. Technically blank is different thing. Again I'm saying that null, it means no existence, simply saying like a no existence. But when you say a blank means is existence but no value. You in this way you can understand, but later when you will write some query and you will face some situation, you will come exactly what's the meaning of that, okay. So this is the way of the inline of the creation. Here I also mentioned how many way we will deal with that, okay. So this is the inline creation, and now I see the outline of the creation, okay. So now here I drop the table, now table has been dropped. So the same way I will write in a different way. Create table TBL unique ID int fname varchar 50 and lname varchar 50. Okay. So now see here, and now I'm saying that this time I will make a constraint over here. So the same way, again we are going to make a constraint over the f name, okay, but in a different way. So here I will say like a constant is a kind of a validation, okay. So before you are going to whether a primary key, foreign key, unique, check, you will always have to say constraint, okay. So the name of the constant, what name you want to give it, okay. Unique, I am saying like a UNQ, it's the name of the constant, that would be as a name of a unique constant. So I give it a name, whatever name you would like, you can give it the name. So now I say it's kind of the constant, so I say it's a unique constant, okay. And here already bracket has been closed, and you will tell the name of the column. So I say a name of the column would be f name, okay. So if you are using a multiple columns, then you can say here n number of the column like l name, okay. So the constant would be applied using both the column, like a combination of the column. Resultant value of the combined column would be as a unique constant, but right now I'm not going to use that immediately this time. So simply I will try to execute, okay. Has been created exactly same way, only the different of the writing the syntax, its attribute features would be ditto same. So if you try to insert any value, you can insert the same value here, same way. Two times, and this time I say it null. And see that, okay. So again if I try to again run any query, the same query, it means the same value. If I am trying not about the same query, but if you are writing the same value where you applied a unique key, then it matter. It means that if the value is already existing, then it would definitely not accept, okay. So here it's saying like a violation of a unique constant, UNQ cannot insert duplicate key in object, name of the table duplicate key, and here you can read the complete error message, okay. The duplicate key is a value null, okay. It means it's saying about the null value is already existing, that's why it's not able to insert the same value inside a table, okay. So this way you can say a unique constant here, okay. So multiple unique constant you can apply here. So like if I say here, see there how much method I said here, okay. So inline outline has been done, okay. So now I drop up again here. I will say drop, sorry, alter table, name of the table TBL UNQ, and drop constraint and name of the constraint, okay. So name of the constraint is the same here. It's a UN key you have defined, and if you have not defined, it means random name is given by the system. Then you will go there in your tables, expand it, and see there, and you can drag it here. Okay, so in this way you can use, otherwise you can type manually. Okay, the square bracket is mandatory when if you any key or any table name, any column name has a space. Okay, otherwise it's not mandatory to have a square bracket, but it any space, this name, like if I say like f name, then it's mandatory to have a square bracket. Okay, but if you say like a f name, there is no space, then it's okay, you can use or you can ignore the square bracket. Okay, so the same way here I drop a constant here, and after the table, if you say that your table is already existing and now you want to add a constant over any, like if I try to here any run the same query like Raj, then you will notice that value has been added successfully because there is no constraint, no unique constant, so value is being value is being inserted successfully. Now you see that Raj and Raj is 2 times, row number 2 and row number 4. Okay, so now I am saying that now I want to apply a unique constraint over here, over the table. So same way, alter table tbl un key and say constant, name of the constant I said un key, whatever name you want, un key, unique key, I'm giving its name. And what kind of the constant, so I am talking about a unique constant, then I will say unique constant. Otherwise you can say like a primary, foreign, whatever you think you can. Okay, then name of the column, which column you want to refer, then you will mention the name of the column. Like if I say f name, then it means the first name would be like this column would be treated as a unique key. Okay, so already the value, it means Raj is existing 2 times, so that's why we are not able to apply here. Okay, so this value already existing, that's why we are not able to use here. So I will do that simply I try to delete this, delete tbl un key where f name equal Raj. Okay, so now Raj value has been deleted. Okay, so now I can add a unique key here. Okay, so if I refresh here, before that we have no any constraint because we have dropped all the constraint using the drop method. So now if I check here, this unique key value would be appear here. So see the unique key, and you can check index also. Okay, so this way we can use alter add, we can use add the constraint which is the unique constraint, altering way, already existing, inline, outline, both way. And now I'll see how can we apply constraint on multiple columns. Okay, so for now I drop this table. Okay, so I drop this table, I simply see here so again I will use the same query, and I will give a L name. Okay, so it means that this time constant would be applied on both a column name, f name and L name. It means it's a resultant value. Okay, so now table has been created. Now let us see how the table look like. So this way table look, and if I say here, I try to say a null value. Okay, this accept the null value. Okay, so now see how it appear. So this time it's null value accept. Now I say like Kumar, and I say null value. This also accept. Okay, but if I say like null, let us see what happens. Again it will accept. Okay, but now if now again see here, it means that if you try to say anything like this time null or this time Raj here, then it accept until the combination are the unique. Okay, until the combination are the unique. Now I copy this table and now go to in our Excel. Okay, so I paste it here. Okay, so see here, this is a Raj and this is a null, so our combination would be like this. Okay, so if you see in this way, whether you see here Raj and null and Raj, its a value is when you make a combination to understand, it's a totally different. It's a Raj null, it's a null Raj, so it means it's a different. Whether you see or may be confused that it's a Raj and null is here, but here is null and Raj is here. But if you see that it's always a unique value when you make a combination, like a composition would be different. So like you can understand here, it's a Raj null and this is a null Raj, that is a totally different. Okay, so this way you can very easily understand, but in physically you do not see here, but for your understanding you can refer the concept in your mind how the combination can accept null and not null. And see here last thing, primary key and foreign key is always a different thing. It's many times it's question asked what the difference between primary key and foreign key. So foreign key and primary key thing is that a primary key never accept a null value, whether it's a composite primary key or a single columned primary key. None of the value would be a null value. Okay, null value never would be accepted in any situation in a primary key. But when you say about a unique constraint or unique key, it can accept a null value whether it's combinated or not combinated single columned unique constraint, but it would accept finally the composition or the resultant value would be unique. Each time it would be always a unique. Okay, only this is the difference. If you say like that, if I say here, if I declare like this, fname not null, and I also make it here not null. Okay, so it means this time at the table creation time I said fname never would be null value and this would be never a null value. It means not null always. So it's a work like totally a primary key, because it will not accept not a single null value anywhere. Okay, so that's the reason it would be very similar to the primary key. But keep in mind what the difference would be there. I said unique constraint is like a non-clustered index, but when you say about a primary key, here you will see a cluster index. Okay, here in an indexing term. Okay, so that's a major difference. It means that a primary key always try to maintain a order of the data on a physical way in the same table. Okay, physical way, it means like if you applied a primary key here, like if you are entering first value which is 101, and later if you are inserting any value which is 90, then it try to maintain the order, then you will see that when you insert the second value, which is 92, it means 92 value go on the top of the 101, because if you check the order, 92 is a less value which comes before 101, okay, in normal way. Again, if you try to insert any value which is 50 or 50 id, then 50 id would be go 92 before the value 92, because 50 or 52 value comes before this all value, okay. So but when you say about a unique key non-clustered index, it will not make any here physical appearance of the data, it will not disturb any physical order of the data, okay. I hope you understand how do we create a unique key in a different way, using creation of the table, using altering, dropping, composite. If you have any query, you can ask me in comments, I will definitely try to reply, okay. So please subscribe, and I usually create the same kinds of the SQL query and SQL tutorials every day, and definitely you can ask the session and ask the question in comments. I definitely try to reply in a next video. Please write your query in the comments, I will definitely try to explain you in a next session. So thank you for your time.